Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 15, and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And that's where we are right now. Call hello Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Bahashem Rikai Quadash, which is the Holy Spirit that deliver us all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopefully elect, the men, women, and children that serve in the Lord in sincerity and also truth, presenting their bodies as living sacrifices here in these last days, and forsaking this wicked and decrepit world. Continue to push. This your brother Mashiach, coming back at you with another refreshing and, Lord willing, it's edifying and straight to the point. I got a quick video clip from Schneider Reports entitled, Prepare for Food Shortage in U.S. Farmers Issue New Warning. And that's one of the plagues that the Lord said that He was going to bring upon the world, which is famine, food shortages. So without further ado, let's get right to this quick video clip. And I got a couple more quick precepts and we'll close it out. See what's going on here in the world, the US of A.
Here in the United States, we are about to experience a massive, affordable food shortage. This is something I've addressed before. Keep in mind, this is different from a food shortage where there's just no food and we experience famine. But here in the US, there is an affordable food shortage that we've been experiencing, and it's only getting worse. But listen to this.
The United States government has declared a food supply emergency. Now, it's not because of a hurricane or a drought that wiped out farmland. It's because officials are finally worried about the fertilizer crisis.
And get this, it's not just a fertilizer crisis. That is part of the issue. But then we also have drought in much of the United States. We have some severe weather where we are seeing rain or storms just completely wipe out some cities and their farmland. It is critical that we get this under control, but yet there's nothing we can really do. But President Trump did something. Look at this right here. It says President Trump takes action to lower fertilizer costs and support American farmers. Okay, I want to play this clip and he'll explain it.
Donald Trump has declared essentially a food supply emergency and has lifted all tariffs and duties on phosphate fertilizer coming in from Morocco. This news isn't being widely reported, but it's significant. Due to the war in Iran, tariffs, other trade practices, and more, the United States food supply was potentially at risk given the fact that the United States is not producing enough fertilizer. And so this week, the Trump administration signed a declaration lifting all levies and tariffs on Moroccan phosphate fertilizer for a period of up to 8 months. And in that declaration, the president admitted that the United States isn't producing enough fertilizer and American companies simply can't do it fast enough at this time. And so as a result, we're now going to start importing fertilizer from Morocco without any duties, without any taxes, tariffs, any of that. It's a pretty significant development that not many people are talking about. Spread the word so that other people know, and follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about more.
Okay, so again, we are going to be buying fertilizer from Morocco. Okay, well, what does that do for us? And why are we still talking about a shortage if now we're buying fertilizer? Here's the thing. We are months late. We are so late that many farmers have already given up. I've talked about this before, where I have a friend that he sold his family farm, or a good portion of it, because he couldn't afford to go and buy the fertilizer needed in order to actually run the farm, in order to go and plant all the crops and have the same success that he normally has every single year. He couldn't do it. The fertilizer costs were absolutely killing him. But I want to show you something else. This is an article from Forbes. It says China is weaponizing fertilizer against American farmers. Now I want to read a little bit of this to you. Look at this right here. It says, Americans are learning the hard way that food security is a national security issue. A war in the Middle East, a shipping choke point thousands of miles away, or a trade policy decision in Beijing can show up in the price of bread and other staples at the local grocery store. Now,
so China is weaponizing fertilizer. The Strait of Hormuz is shut off to America right now, which is another way they could get fertilizer due to this war with Iran. And that's pretty much the plagues. Going back to what our Lord told Esdras, 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And verse 5, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. China, Russia, Iran, the U.S., the sword. There's a trade war right now going on. There's proxy wars going on all over the earth. America's at full-fledged World War III with Iran due to Israel. The sword. That's a war instrument that you use for war. And the modern day sword is missiles. Missiles are flying right now as we speak. Trump said we're going to hit them very hard yesterday. Famine, and that's what it's creating. A shortage of fertilizer to where eventually a famine is going to be full-fledged here on the shores of America. Death, and that's what it's going to bring. Cannibalism. People dying of hunger. People getting robbed, getting gunned down. Insurrections, riots, protests. The purge is going to take place here on the shores of America when there's no more food, no more electricity, no way for you to call 911 anymore. Death and destruction. Those bombs that are being dropped due to the war. That's what's coming. It's not getting any better.
You are already seeing this. And I've been saying this for some time, where people are having an affordable food crisis, where there is no affordable options. I had a friend that went to a was HEB, and one of the things that he said was, prices are normally pretty stable, but he was telling me how this HEB, like the bread that they had, they didn't have much. Their options were limited. Their shelves were fairly empty. And so he was going to get bread because he wanted to make French toast for his family the following day for breakfast. Well, the bread that he was going to buy, it was going to be cheaper if he went to actually go and buy some eggs, and he bought sausage and then bought frozen hash browns. Okay, that's what he bought, because the bread was at $8 a loaf at an HEB. Okay, think about that for a second. $8.
And that's the plagues, to where the cost of goods have hyper inflated. And they're doing something also called shrinkflation. They're giving you less for more. The quality of goods is not how it used to be. But yet the price has skyrocketed on everything. And let's get what Esdras seen. Once again, over 2,000 years ago. And then I want to get the plagues that we see happening. That's also written in the book of Revelation, which is hyperinflation. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? So Esdras seen himself in this vision, showing you that Esdras is back. Who he is, we don't know. But we know that he's somewhere in these Hebrew Israelite camps. He's in one of these camps prophesying against this place, America. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine. That's where we're at right now. That's what this video clip is about. Prepare for what? food shortage in the U.S. Farmers issue new warning. This is the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars. That's already kicked off. World War III. And the powers shall stand in fear. These global elites, these leaders, they're taking refuge where? In their underground bunkers, because they see World War III going full-fledged. They see famine going full-fledged. They see insurrections, chaos, anarchy on the earth going full-fledged. And it's not getting any better. The beginning of evils, the bad times that's getting ready to take place here on the earth. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So Esdras is like, who's going to deliver me, Lord? Behold, famine and plague. The Lord said that he was going to bring plagues, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, for you to change. But ain't nobody getting any better. Everybody's getting worse. Everybody's becoming atheists, unbelievers. Everybody's getting more wicked and evil here on the earth, just like during the beginning, where evil was multiplied in the earth. And the Lord brought what? The flood, and killed everyone except for Noah, his 3 sons, and their wives that repopulated the earth. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. You see, that's what's going on here on the earth. Adultery is increasing, crime is increasing, scamming is increasing, lying is increasing, murder is increasing, child sex trafficking is increasing. Hell, your president, he's on the Epstein files. He's one of them. Wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, hey man, everyone is just getting worse. But the scourges, the plagues, also are getting worse, and nobody's considering it. That is for amendment, for you to change. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. And we know that victuals, which are goods, are not cheap anymore. Everything is skyrocketing. That they shall think themselves to be in good case. But you can still go to McDonald's and get a 5 for $5. Go to Subway and get a $5 footlong. I don't know if they still got that or not. Go to Burger King and get a 3 for $3. Go to Taco Bell and get a box of GMO burritos for under $10. And even then shall evils grow upon earth. Because this food, it's poison, it's chemicals, it's drugs. It's got demons in it. And evils are growing upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. You got people chopping a rod off, becoming women. You got women taking testosterone pills and growing beards and getting muscles to be man, fighting the UFC, be boxers, and all types of other shit, man. It's nothing but confusion in this place. The media, you don't know what to believe. Everything's a goddamn lie, they tell you. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, which is war. That's what's coming to the swords of America. Let's get back to it.
$8 a loaf. That's insane.
That's what I wanted to get. Let's hear that one more time of what he said about a loaf of bread.
At an HEB. Okay? Think about that for a second. $8 a loaf. That's insane.
Right. And that's written. That's in the scriptures. Hyperinflation. Let's get it. Revelation chapter, 6? And around verse 3. Yep. We'll start it off here. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red. Go back to the beginning. The first came out red all over like in hairy garment. And they call his name Esau. And he had progenitors, which are the Edomites. And that's what Edom means. It means red. That red horse are the Edomites. That's in what? The power seat, ruling right now. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Who's raging war all across the earth? What nationality of people? The Edomites, the so-called white people, fighting with the Iranians, fighting with China, fighting with Venezuela, fighting with every goddamn thing. America has been at war damn near the whole entire existence. To over 230 years, they've been at war, and it's only 250 years old. We just finished celebrating it, right? The 4th of July. And that they should kill one another. What are they doing over there in the Middle East? Killing folks, dropping bombs on innocent people. And there was given unto him a great sword. That was his blessing, which is weaponry. Who has the strongest military force? America does. And when he had opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And these balances, when you get it in the Blue Letter Bible, it goes into a yoke. They're trying to put everybody into a yoke, which is bondage, slavery, captivity. You will own nothing and be happy. You will eat the bugs and be happy. And what did I wanted to say? Oh yeah, the mark of the beast. They want to put a chip inside of everybody so they can track your whereabouts, know everything you're doing, have total control. That's that yoke. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny. And when you get this word in the Blue Letter Bible, it's denario, which was a day's wages in the ancient Roman Empire, a penny. So it would take a day's wages to get a measure, a little piece of bread, just like he said. Let's hear that one more time. Which is hyperinflation.
$8 a loaf at an HEB. Okay? Think about that for a second.
Almost
$8 a loaf. That's insane. And so
and some people barely make minimum wage at some restaurants. $7 is minimum wage in some cities. So just imagine that. It takes an hour alone to get a loaf of bread. That's pretty much what we're reading right here in the book of Revelation. Showing you that the words of the Heavenly Father are faithful and true, like we got earlier. 2 Ezra chapter 15. He's not playing no games, man. The Lord is bringing his word to pass. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, a day's wages for a piece of bread, and 3 measure of barley for a penny, which is also grain, to make what? Bread. And see thou hurt not the oil in the wine, which is the truth. The truth is not going to be hurt, but guess what's going to be hurt? The way of living of life here on the earth. Your wages. People are losing their jobs, and now the loaf of bread is cost $8 to buy, and nobody got work anymore. So a famine is coming, man. And that's what we're here to report about, to warn you. Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. That's what we're telling you right now. We're saying it before it happens so you can amend your ways.
He thought, you know what? I'm just not going to do that, because he still had to buy eggs to do, and the cinnamon and the syrup and all that. So he just bought eggs, and the frozen hash browns, and sausage. And it was cheaper to do that than make French toast. So that's exactly what he did. I want to keep reading this though. Look at this. It says, fertilizer prices are rising because the global supply chain is under stress and disrupting the key ingredients needed to produce phosphate fertilizers. More than 30% of the global urea trade, about 20% of the ammonia and phosphate trade, and around half of the global seaborne sulfur trade move through the Strait of Hormuz, which has faced closures in recent months because of the conflict with Iran. And the fact that we are now going back to that, where the U.S. and Iran are striking each other, that is an issue. That is likely going to close down the Strait of Hormuz even longer, meaning fertilizer costs will go up and food prices will become more expensive. I want to show you something else though. Okay? First, before I do, I want to read this. In this comment that somebody left me, I want to read it. This is what they said, and I quote, "Can you talk about where we are with our food supply? I watched one of your videos back in March about a possible food shortage, but you haven't done an update lately. I manage a grocery store and we are seeing a shortage of options. All the beef is outrageously expensive, most of the vegetables have gone up, and we aren't even placing consistent orders. Our shelves have been pretty bare recently, and most of the comments from customers is that they want more affordable options." Okay. I've seen this. I've seen it so many times. In the comment section, over on other channels, seeing Reddit posts where people are complaining about the same thing. It's not that there's no food at the grocery store, it's there's no affordable options. They don't want to go and buy a ribeye steak. They want a cheaper cut. They don't want an $8 loaf of bread. They want something for $2 to $4. They don't want to go and spend $6 on a gallon of milk. They want a cheaper option. Okay? That's what people want. They want cheaper options. Even for fruits and vegetables. So I was seeing, went to, I don't remember the name of the store, but it was, I went to go and get a watermelon. And the watermelon, it was expensive. Okay? Normally, I'd pay like $5 to $10 for a watermelon. This watermelon at a store, okay, at a store, mind you, was $19.95 for one whole watermelon.
That's what a whole steak dinner used to cost, with potatoes, goddamn vegetables, and a T-bone steak. $20. That's how much the watermelon costs now.
This thing wasn't massive, okay? Cut open wasn't even the best, but it was $19.95. Okay, it was $20 for a watermelon. That's insane. It's crazy. And that's something at a grocery store. Normally, if I was going to spend $20 on a watermelon, it's going to be fresh, probably hand-picked that day. Okay, it's going to be the greatest watermelon ever. This one was not. I want to show you something else though. Okay, look at this right here. Because what we are about to see is that the end of this year is going to be rough, where we are going to see prices increase. And we're already seeing it this summer as people are traveling and doing all that, but they're having barbecues and just got through the 4th of July. But prices are likely going to be, well, insanely high up until after Labor Day. Okay? But let me play this clip.
Not feeling great about farming this year. I don't think a lot of people are. I've always cut y'all straight, and I'm going to continue to do so. Let's talk about it. Look, I'm an agronomist. I'm also an independent fertilizer retailer in Southeast North Carolina. I have 2 fertilizer plants, a custom blend liquid plant and a custom blend granular plant. And from my way of looking at it, dude, fertilizer's going up. It has significantly. Like, urea's gone up $100 a ton in like 35 days. Potash hasn't gone up significantly, but if there's another round of tariffs with Canada and ag commodities aren't excluded from it, you can expect that to go up 10 to 15%. Phosphorus has increased incrementally over like the last 2 years. It's over $700 a ton for DAP and MAP, I think. Then the new thing is sulfur has gone up. Ammonium sulfate used to be the cheapest thing on the farm to get. Now it's gone up because sulfuric acid is short in the market because they're using so much of it for nickel extraction for...
Okay, just to give you an idea. Okay, again, he doesn't think things are going to get better. This was a couple months ago. He does not think things are going to get better. And the fact that the United States and Iran are back at it, Strait of Hormuz is closing down again, it's only going to get worse. And it's not just things like, bread. We're not just going to see a shortage of things like, fruits and vegetables, eggs, right? We're going to see shortages of affordable options. Let me play this clip for you.
Cost of firing up the grill this summer hasn't been cheap already. The U.S. cattle herd has fallen to its smallest size in decades after years of drought, high feed costs, and herd liquidation, leaving less beef available and pushing prices higher.
Just so you know, we also have a little bit of an issue regarding the screwworm, okay? If you haven't seen that, it's been popping up down in Texas. That right there could actually cause prices to increase even more, as we do have a little bit of a risk here with our cattle, but also it's going to increase costs because there's some stuff you can use to just get rid of the screwworm or treat your cattle as well. But again, those costs do add up. Let's keep watching.
Average price of ground beef reached $6.75 a pound in May, up nearly 13% from a year ago. Steak climbing to $12.90 per pound, up 16% in near records. Yet despite the sticker shock, demand is holding up. Kroger told me it continues to see strong demand for steaks, including premium and organic options, particularly around the holidays. And according to Nielsen IQ, beef has generated the largest dollar sales increase of any food category heading into the fourth, sales up $352 million year over year. Well, that's because many consumers still view steak as a, quote, affordable luxury, something worth splurging on even if they're cutting back elsewhere. And I saw the trend in my reporting across the industry. Omaha Steaks, for instance, told me sales of its USDA-certified tender top sirloin filet, a new value premium cut, rose 25% in the weeks heading into Father's Day compared to last year. Restaurants are benefiting too. Darden Restaurants, the parent company of Longhorn Steakhouse, said last quarter that high grocery beef prices have made the chain's steak offerings look like a better value to diners. Now, for investors, the big question is how long it lasts.
Okay. Now, here's what I can tell you. People are still buying steaks, but they're not going and buying the big, T-bones and the ribeyes, and some will. But again, like he was saying, it's looked at as an affordable luxury, because there's other things out there that are not affordable at all. Try to go get a shrimp boil. Try to go get some type of lobster. Okay, crab. It's expensive. I went to a all-you-can-eat. It was a seafood restaurant. It used to be, and this was crazy, but probably about 2 months ago, it was $49.99 for one person to sit down, all you can eat, lobster, shrimp, crab, whatever you wanted, right? Seafood. Great. Okay, $50 a person. Perfect. Then it went up. It's $79.99 now, after just a couple months, because they're realizing that costs are increasing. It's expensive. Labor costs, fertilizer costs, fuel, okay, transportation, shipping. Everything is expensive. But this is why I'm bringing it to your attention today. We are about to see a food shortage. But the food shortage is not on all food. It's on the affordable options. So, you're about to see the vegetables, the cheaper options, they will be gone. You're about to see the cheaper options for fruit, it will be gone. The cheaper options for meat, steak, chicken, pork, okay, any beef product, it will be gone. That's what we are being told by farmers, by ranchers, by grocery store managers, by experts. They are saying we are coming up upon an affordable food shortage, or crisis, if you will. So I just wanted to put that out there and let you know that this probably isn't going to happen over the next several weeks, but leading into the fall, that's when we're likely going to see it. So as we get more information as to what is going on here and what we should expect over the next several months, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as possible.
So we'll leave it right there, and let's close it out with Ezekiel, because this is what's coming to the earth. Ezekiel chapter 5. Matter of fact, what was it? I think it was 15. Ezekiel chapter 15. No. Jeremiah 15. I don't know why I was thinking Ezekiel, Salakia, which means my bad. Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 1. Judgment must come. That's what's coming on the earth. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people, which is his people, Israel, that went astray in idolatry, worshiping other gods. It's now time for us to turn back to our power. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. What did the Lord say to Esdras? Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. Pretty much, matter of fact, let me get it real quick so I don't butcher it up, because we were just there. Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which are the Israelites, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, the Holy Bible, where these prophecies are written, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee, which is the Lord's prophets, the ones who's warning you of what's to come. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And that's pretty much what Ezekiel was told. Let's go back to it. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Where we going to go, Lord? Then thou shalt tell them, thus said the Lord, such as for death to death. And that's the plague that the Lord is bringing. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. And such as for the sword, war, to the sword, and such as for the famine. What are they calling? What are the farmers warning of? Issuing new warnings about. Prepare for food shortages in the U.S. Such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. And that's what we're in right now. We're in captivity, punishment. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord: the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. That's what's coming, man, here on the earth. And it's happened 70 AD when the Romans came and besieged Jerusalem. But guess what? It's getting ready to happen all over again, because this is the last time, the last days. And the Lord's going to take one more swipe at the rebellious 2/3 of the nation of Israel. So call hello Yahweh Bahasham. Matter of fact, let me get one more real quick, because it says it's better to be killed in war than to die by famine. Real quick, I think it's Lamentations. Let me get one more real quick. Damn it. I don't know why it's not wanting to pull up. Let me just go to Lamentations real quick. I think it's chapter 4. Bear with me. Yup, came right to it. Lamentations 4 and verse 9. They that be slain with the sword. So it's better to goddamn get your head chopped off. Get gunned down. They that be slain with the sword. Get a hypersonic missile. Blow you up. To blow you up. All are better than they that be slain with hunger. Which is what? Famine. That's what they're calling for. For these pine away. You die slowly. That's a slow death. Instead of getting blown up or getting shot with a bullet and goddamn bleeding out, or getting your head chopped off, which is an instant death. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. So you start seeing apparitions, things that are not there. You see a steak, but it could be your little children. Cannibalism. Hamburger, they look like a hamburger or a hot dog, and you just put their asses on the grill. So that's what's coming, man. To a state, to a city near you. Prepare for food shortage in the U.S. Farmers issue new warning. Call hello Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying.